Hey everyone, what is up? Today is day 4 of reading classic advertisements until I perfect my American accent. So this is a really hard to find advertisement. Um, Mostly this is from Eugene Schwartz, an OG in the space, who wrote this um, sales letter. I've not done any research with this, but I'm really excited to like go through this because when it's really like exciting to see how this converted, right? So let's jump right in. All right. So it says this word here is gone. So believes balanced budget is the best solution. So name believes balanced budget is the best solution. Dot dot dot. Washington officials discuss ways to remedy borrowing problems. Editor's note. High officials in Washington are discussing possible remedies for borrowing problems, it, which belittles the Treasury. Suggested cures are discussed in this, and the last of four articles on financing the national debt. So this is Washington. So here it continues to say, Uncle Sam financed the record national debt without inviting us to discuss of fostering the inflation he hopes toward. President name and his top advisors on money matters argue that a balanced budget offers a basic solution. They say they say a budget in red threatens financial stability on two counts. One, directly by forcing the treasury to borrow more cash. That's promotes inflation of the money supply because the government must rely heavily on bank credit when it borrows. Two, psychologically by increasing inflation fears. Officials say that if the budget isn't balanced in the coming fish, fiscal year in a time in a time of relative prosperity, people will doubt the red ink spending even spending can ever be controlled. People who expect continued budget deficits it's less up to save and 10. This is really tiny. Man, 1 second. So let me do this. It's like a newspaper art, so the screen digital digitalizing this newspaper. So it says that people who expect continued budget deficit, it's less apt to save and lend. Least the value of their saving be weighted by inflation. Secretary of the Treasury Robert B. Addison recently told Congress, if we ever reach the point where people believe that to speculate is safe, but to save us is to gamble, then it's indeed in trouble. We are indeed in trouble. Okay. He was unquestionably thinking of the present reluctance of many people to save through the investment through investment in government securities, that's the Treasury IOUs, and two of the rush of the money into the stock market. Addison and other administration policymakers have made the balanced budget a major article of faith because they believe even a small deficit would be a great would do a would do great harm. Besides, hoping to balance the budget, the administration sees another possible solution to the Treasury debt management problems: more borrowing on an intermediate and long term basis. No one will guess when the government will be able to do this. Officials say they expect to have the chance later in the year. Right now, because lenders are motivated by fear of rising interest rates and inflation, the Treasury has to do most of its borrowing for short terms. Long term loans generally are much less inflate, inflationary because a smaller proportion of long term money is provided by the banks. Bank credit means inflation of money supply. Since last July, the Treasury has gotten only one loan which comes due in more than 5 years. It borrowed $885 million in January on a 21-year bond price to yield 407% interest. That's crazy. Interest on the debt now totals more than $8 billion a year in second second only to the detains as the largest single category of federal spending. The administration wants to avoid a don, don, Donnybrook over the interest ceiling. However, if the Treasury has to continue relying on short term loans and seeing real trouble ahead, an increase may be requested. Still, another suggestion is to have the Federal Reserve System peg the price of government securities at predetermined levels. When prices fell below these levels, the reserve system would buy. If prices rose, it would sell. While this would increase confidence in the stability of the bond price, it might also touch off an inflationary rise in bank credits of the Federal Reserve were forced to buy vast amounts of treasury securities. The Treasury is opposed to this plan. Addison and his aides hope in an opportunist the problem won't face, that they can avoid any drastic solution. They say they get acute enough to require this. All right. About one third of the world's total coffee consumption is used by the people of US. More lives were lost in. So these are like the headlines, right? Okay, newspapers. All right. So it continuing here, it says now run your car without spark plugs. So we moved from Federal Reserve to spark plugs. Says get up to 31 more horsepower, 8 more miles per gallon using only regular gas. Yes, this revolutionary new fire injection system. So I believe this would be like the um Eugene Schwartz like created this to look exactly like a newspaper. Interesting. So it says that yes, this revolutionary new injection system installed in 15 minutes must deliver maximum power and economy with and economy without changing to high price premium gas, must give you up to 31 more horsepower, 8 more miles per gallon for the life of your car. See unpresented guarantee below. Your car runs because gasoline is fed into the cylinders where a spark causes it to fire. Now here is the important thing. The, the larger this spark is. All right, so let me do this. Nice, so you can also see it. It says, now here's the important thing. The larger this spark is, the more powerful the explosion. The more powerful the explosion, the more power you get from a given amount of gas. Poor explosion means wasted gas, loss of power, poor getaway, bad starting, a sluggish car. Good explosion means more miles per gallon, more horsepower, blazing pickup, and blazing pickup, an exciting car to drive. What controls engine efficiency? Spark plug spark plugs control the efficiency of that explosion, and not only do they give a small weak spark to begin with, but they get worse every mile you drive, and that you can see for yourself. And put a new set of spark plugs in your car and then look at them at 100 miles, at 1,000 miles, at 5,000 miles. Every time you look, you will see more filth in carbon and more of the precious electrode burning away. Stop using stop using plugs. Now, read very carefully what I'm going to suggest. That you stop using spark plugs. That's that's right. Get rid of them forever. But if you get rid of the spark of your spark plugs, what will ignite the gasoline and make the motor run? Well, please remember that today you can have gas injection and get far more mileage, efficiency, and power from less gas. And in a few years, gas injection will have completely replaced the carburetor. In the same way, now is the time for Americans to replace old-fashioned, temporary, inefficient spark plugs with a modern, efficient, permanent fire injection system. Pays for itself in 1 month. Now, the SA fire injection system is so inexpensive that it can pay for itself in gas savings alone in 1 month of driving. Forget for the moment about the extra pep, pep, power up, and performance. The savings in spark plug servicing and replacement. The savings in wear and tear on pistons and cylinders. Just remember that this fire injection system will pay for itself in 1 month of driving. Here's how. A spark plug jumps a spark across an air gap, limiting the size. A fire injector fires on the surface of a conductor. You get a heavy, powerful flame that will not blow out at pressures far greater than those created by the highest compression engines. On ordinary spark plugs, the air gap is always getting bigger, wasting power and gas. Plugs are consistently accumulating filth and carbon because of the inefficient ignition. A fire injector has no air gap and no electrode to burn away. It never needs cleaning or setting. It actually becomes more efficient with use. It will actually outlast any car, delivering maximum efficiency without servicing or replacement. With ordinary spark plugs, you should be using premium gas, which costs from 4 to 8 cents more more than regular gas. With fire ignite injectors, regular gas will give you up to 8 more miles per gallon, up to 31 more horsepower, plus easier starting in all weather. These are some of the reasons that the US Air Force pays premium price for special aircraft fire injectors for the high powered engines of their jet aircrafts. Prove it to yourself. If you have automatic transition, made make a note of how fast your car crawls forward when it is in the drive position with the motor idling. If you have a sports car, a racing car, or a boat, make a note of the RPMs as indicated on the tach- tachometer when the engine is idling. If you have regular transmission, put your car in low gear and level road and notice its speed with the motor idling. Next, take a spark plug wrench. You can procure one of these tools anywhere and remove your spark plugs. Just screw the injectors right into the spark plug openings. Then, no matter what kind of gas you have been using, fill your tank with the poorest regular gas you can buy. That's all you have to do to see the most amazing results you can imagine. Check the results carefully. If you have automatic transmission, now put your car in drive and let your engine idle. If your car stood still with spark plugs, it will move. It will move forward at from 4 to 6 miles per hour. That means that the amount of gas that just kept your engine turning over will now carry you up to 6 miles at no cost to you. If you have a racing car, sports car, or a boat, your RPM will increase up to 200 more at idling, up to 300 more at highest speeds. If you have regular transmission, in low gear, you will in low gear and with your motor idling, your car will move forward 4 to 6 miles per hour faster. In other words, no matter what you drive, here's the absolute proof that you can go further, faster, and cheaper when you install SA fire injectors in your car. Send no money, just mail the coupon. Up to now, these SA fire injectors were practically made by hand and would have had to sell as high as $5 each. But we knew that 30 or $40 for a set of 6 to 8 SA fire injectors was more than the average driver could afford. So we decided to get the price down so low that these injectors would pay for themselves 12 times in 1 year of driving. So here is my astonishing proposition. If you check your car performance carefully before and after you install your SA injectors and then tell your friends and neighbors about them, here's what I am prepared to do for you. You can have us set the SA fire injectors for the year and you can model of your car for a fraction of their value. That's $1.49, $149 each. $1.49 each. Only 8.894 for 6 cylinders car cylinders cylinder car or 11 1,194 for 8 cylinder car. Now, if your SA fire injectors don't meet my guarantee, if they do not continue to deliver maximum performance for the life of your car, you get your money back on 10-day no risk basis. All right, so here we have a table it says check these differences. The spark plug fires across air gaps where electrode bends away, no air gaps, no wire electrode, carbon runes firing tip, no tip deterioration, Need cleaning and setting, no cleaning and setting ever. Needs periodic replacing, no replacing. Needs premium gas, no premium gas needed. Must have exact heat, no heat range needed. Spark blows out under pressure, no blowing out even at highest pressure. Then the guarantee insurance indemnity. All right, so that's about 20 minutes on the clock. See you tomorrow.